Hi guys, what's up? It's Charla from That Girl Cooks Healthy. So today I'm going to show you how to make this multi-purpose must-have all-purpose seasoning. Really easy recipe, but it is a must-have for all Caribbean households. I can't wait to show you how to make it, so let's get to it. So these are the ingredients you're going to need. So I'm just going to mention them in no particular order. You're going to need some thyme, some black pepper, some parsley, some chili. I'm actually using my homemade Scotch bonnet powder, some pimento, also known as allspice, some onion and garlic granules, but you can use powder if you can't get granules, some paprika, some pink salt and coconut sugar. You're probably wondering why I'm adding the sugar to a spice blend. What it is with the pink salt, the coconut sugar counteracts, it sort of balances the flavor. So that's the reason why I like to add the coconut sugar. However, you don't have to use pink salt or coconut sugar depending on what you're using this all-purpose seasoning for. If you guys have been following my website, you'll see that I like to use a lot of all-purpose seasoning. So I like to make my own because I know exactly what's going in it, and it is a regular feature in a lot of Jamaican recipes. So if there's one staple apart from the browning, which I already have on my website and also as a video as well, I do recommend making all-purpose seasoning because this is an absolute staple and it is really easy to make. Most of the ingredients are ingredients that you already have in your pantry anyway, so why not make it? So let's get to it. So the first thing that we need to do is to grab ourselves a spice grinder or a coffee grinder. I'm using my spice grinder for this recipe, and I do recommend using a type of grinder because when it comes to milling the ingredients, it will break down a lot better. All of the herbs and spices will break down a lot better and complement each other when you're using it in a recipe, as opposed to just putting it in a jar and shaking it off. If you don't have a spice or coffee grinder, then you'll need to do that instead. But I do feel like with all-purpose seasoning, it's not really something that you tend to add to a jar and then just shake it about. You'll find that it's very much in its ground form. So I'm just going to add all of the herbs and spices to my spice grinder in no particular order, and once we add all of those herbs and spices, then I'm going to mill it into a very fine consistency. So now that I've added all of the herbs and spices, I'm going to put the lid on my spice grinder and I'm just going to hold it down for about a minute or so until all of the herbs and spices are pretty much in a ground form. Once they're in a ground form, I'm just going to grab a teaspoon to check the consistency. You want it to be the same fine consistency. You don't want to have more of one herb or spice to be bigger than the other. You want it to be in a powder type of consistency. So you check it with a spoon, and if it has that powder consistency, that is pretty much what we're looking for, and that is the right consistency that we need. So the next thing that we need to do is to grab a jar, and you want to label that jar. So I've labeled mine. I'm just showing you guys. It says all-purpose seasoning, so you know what seasoning it is when it's ready when you're ready to use it. And what I'm going to do now is just pour, or should I say use a teaspoon to just teaspoon all of the spice into the jar. So you just want to do that, add all of the spice to seasoning, should I say, to the jar. And once you do that, you can just store it in, you want to store it somewhere where it is cool, away from any sunshine, and that's gonna keep the lifespan. Generally, I use this quite often. You should have about 6 months in terms of the lifespan for it, but it does depend on how often you use it. Like I said, I can get through this in a matter of weeks, but that's really what you need to do, guys. It's very simple recipe, but it is a must-have for most of the Jamaican recipes, particularly the ones that I make. That whenever I call for all-purpose seasoning, this is what I'm using. I like to make my own. I have not bought store-bought all-purpose seasoning for a very long time now, so this is pretty much how you make it. Really simple recipe. I hope you guys make it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and most importantly, please do not forget to like, comment, yes, comment, and do not forget to share as well. So I'll catch you on the other side.